Live your life like there is no tomorrow. Not because tomorrow will not come, but because one day it truly won't. This simple thought, when deeply understood, has the power to completely transform the way you see your life, your struggles, your dreams, and your time on this earth. Most people live as if time is unlimited, as if opportunities will always wait, as if emotions can be expressed later, and as if dreams can be postponed forever. But the truth is harsh and beautiful at the same time. Life is fragile, unpredictable, and painfully short. When you live with the awareness that tomorrow is not guaranteed, every breath becomes meaningful, every moment becomes sacred, and every choice becomes intentional. Living like there is no tomorrow does not mean living recklessly or without responsibility. It means living consciously. It means waking up every day with gratitude, knowing that this day is a gift many did not receive. It means loving deeply, forgiving quickly, and speaking your truth without fear. So many regrets in life are not about what we did wrong, but about what we never did at all. Words we never said, chances we never took, love we never expressed, and dreams we never chased. Most people are trapped in a mental prison called later. Later I will be happy. Later I will follow my passion. Later I will spend time with my family. Later I will take care of my health. Later I will start living. But later is an illusion. Life does not happen in the future. It only happens now. The past is a memory, the future is imagination, and the present is the only reality you truly own. When you live like there is no tomorrow, you stop delaying your happiness and start creating it today. Fear loses its power when you realize how temporary everything is. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of rejection. All of it fades when you understand that one day, none of these opinions will matter. People are often afraid to live authentically because they are worried about what others might think. But when you live with the awareness of impermanence, you realize that living a life that is not true to you is the greatest tragedy of all. It is better to be criticized for being real than praised for being fake. Living like there is no tomorrow also teaches you the true value of relationships. One day, the people you love will not be around forever. One day, the voices you hear daily will become memories. One day, the chance to say I love you, I'm sorry, or thank you will be gone. When you remember this, you stop taking people for granted. You listen more carefully. You hug more tightly. You forgive more easily. You choose connection over ego, love over pride, and understanding over anger. Pain also takes on a different meaning when you live this way. Struggles, heartbreaks, failures, and losses are no longer seen as punishments, but as teachers. If today were your last day, would you really want to spend it complaining, hating, or holding grudges? Probably not. You would want to spend it in peace. Living like there is no tomorrow pushes you to release emotional baggage that no longer serves you. It reminds you that inner peace is more valuable than being right, and happiness is more important than winning arguments. Dreams become urgent when time feels limited. When you live like there is no tomorrow, you stop waiting for the perfect moment because you realize that the perfect moment is now. You understand that clarity comes from action, not from overthinking. You stop asking, what if I fail? And start asking, what if I never try? Regret is far more painful than failure because failure teaches you something, but regret leaves you with unanswered questions that haunt you forever. Living fully also means accepting uncertainty. Life was never meant to be controlled completely. No matter how much you plan, tomorrow can change everything. When you accept this, you stop clinging so tightly to outcomes and start trusting the journey. You learn to flow with life instead of fighting it. You learn that sometimes the best moments are unplanned, and sometimes the greatest blessings come disguised as delays, detours, or disappointments. Gratitude becomes a natural habit when you live like there is no tomorrow. You stop complaining about what you lack and start appreciating what you have. The simple things, a sunrise, a smile, a deep conversation, a quiet moment, begin to feel extraordinary. You realize that happiness is not found in having more, but in appreciating more. A life lived with gratitude is a life filled with abundance, even if externally it looks simple. Living like there is no tomorrow also sharpens your sense of purpose. You begin to ask important questions. Why am I here? What kind of legacy do I want to leave behind? Purpose is not about fame or wealth. It is about impact. It is about how you make people feel, how you show up in the world, and how courageously you live your truth. When you live with purpose, even ordinary days feel meaningful. This mindset also changes how you view time. Time is not something to be killed or wasted. It is something to be honored. Every hour you spend doing something that drains your soul is an hour you will never get back. Living like there is no tomorrow encourages you to align your time with your values. It pushes you to say no to what does not matter and yes to what truly does. It teaches you that busyness is not the same as productivity, and existence is not the same as living. Spiritual wisdom across cultures reminds us of this truth again and again. Life is temporary, but the soul experiences growth through every moment. When you live with awareness, life itself becomes a meditation. You become present. You become mindful. You stop rushing through life and start experiencing it. You realize that peace is not found at the destination, but in the way you walk the path. Even suffering feels different when you live fully. You no longer ask, why is this happening to me? Instead you ask, what is this teaching me? Every challenge becomes an opportunity for growth, resilience, and self-discovery. You realize that the strongest people are not those who never fall, but those who rise again with wisdom and compassion. Living like there is no tomorrow does not mean ignoring the future. It means not sacrificing the present for an imaginary future. It means planning wisely, but living passionately. It means working hard, but also resting deeply. It means dreaming big, but also enjoying the small moments along the way. Balance becomes essential when you understand how precious life truly is. One of the greatest gifts of this mindset is freedom. The freedom to be yourself. When you are no longer obsessed with tomorrow, you are no longer controlled by fear. You laugh louder. You love harder. You speak honestly. You live boldly. You stop shrinking yourself to fit into places that were never meant for you. You give yourself permission to be alive, fully and unapologetically. At the end of your life, it will not matter how much money you made, how many people you impressed, or how busy you were. What will matter is how deeply you lived, how sincerely you loved, and how courageously you followed your heart. Living like there is no tomorrow ensures that when your final moment arrives, you will not be filled with regret, but with gratitude. So live today, not tomorrow, not someday, today. Say the words, take the chance, start the dream, forgive the pain, choose peace, choose love, choose growth. Because life is not waiting for you in the future. It is happening right now, in this very moment. And when you truly understand that there may be no tomorrow, today becomes the most powerful day of your life. When you truly accept that tomorrow is uncertain, procrastination starts to lose its grip on you. You stop postponing your life. You stop saying one day and start saying day one. You understand that waiting for motivation is pointless because motivation is born from movement, not from thinking. Action becomes your language. Even small steps feel powerful because you know they are steps taken while you still can. Living like there is no tomorrow also changes how you deal with mistakes. You stop being overly harsh on yourself. You realize that perfection is an illusion and growth is the real goal. If today were your last day, you wouldn't waste it drowning in guilt or shame. You would choose self-compassion. You would accept your flaws as part of your humanity and move forward with grace. This mindset teaches you that healing is not about erasing the past, but about learning from it and living better now. Your relationship with money, success, and material things also transforms. You still work hard, but you no longer let success define your worth. You understand that possessions can never replace presence, and achievements can never replace inner peace. Living like there is no tomorrow reminds you that the richest moments in life are often free. The laughter shared with loved ones, the silence that calms your soul, the feeling of being understood, and the joy of being alive. This way of living makes you braver. You begin to take risks that align with your soul, not because success is guaranteed, but because regret is unbearable. You speak up even when your voice shakes. You walk away from situations that slowly kill your spirit. You choose growth over comfort. Courage is no longer about being fearless. It is about moving forward despite fear, knowing that time is too precious to be wasted on doubt. Living fully also deepens your empathy. When you realize how short life is, you stop judging people so quickly. You don't know how many battles they are fighting silently, or how much time they have left. Kindness becomes your default response. You choose to be gentle, not because the world is soft, but because the world is already hard enough. Compassion becomes your quiet rebellion. There is also a sacred urgency that comes with this mindset. Not a stressful urgency, but a meaningful one. A reminder that your gifts are meant to be shared now, not hidden away. Your voice matters now. Your creativity matters now. Your love matters now. The world does not need a perfect version of you in the future. It needs the real version of you in the present. Living like there is no tomorrow brings you closer to your true self. The masks fall away. The roles you play to please others start to feel heavy and unnecessary. You begin to ask yourself, if this were my last day, would I still be pretending? And slowly, honesty replaces performance. Authenticity replaces approval seeking. Freedom replaces fear. You also learn the art of letting go. You stop holding on to people who choose not to stay, situations that no longer grow you, and versions of yourself that you have outgrown. Letting go no longer feels like loss. It feels like alignment. You understand that everything in life has a season, and forcing permanence only creates suffering. Even silence becomes meaningful when you live this way. You are no longer afraid to sit with yourself. You listen to your inner voice more clearly. You trust your intuition more deeply. Life stops feeling like a race and starts feeling like a rhythm. You move with it, not against it. When night comes and you reflect on your day, you feel satisfied. Not because everything was perfect, but because you lived honestly. You loved where you could. You tried where you were afraid. You showed up. That feeling of inner alignment is something no external success can ever give you. Living like there is no tomorrow ultimately teaches you how to die without fear, because you have truly lived. Death loses its terror when life has been fully embraced. You are no longer haunted by what-ifs, because you chose courage over comfort, presence over postponement, and love over fear. So if this is the only life you get, live it with intention. Live it with fire in your heart and peace in your soul. Live it in a way that even if tomorrow never comes, today was enough. Because a life truly lived, even for a moment, is more powerful than a lifetime spent waiting. When you live with the awareness that this moment may never return, patience takes on a new meaning. You stop rushing through experiences just to reach the next milestone. You learn to slow down, not because life is slow, but because it is precious. Every moment carries a lesson, and every breath carries a reminder. You are alive right now. That awareness alone is a miracle many overlook. This mindset transforms suffering into wisdom. Pain is no longer something you try to escape at all costs. It becomes something you listen to. Pain speaks. It shows you where you need to heal, where you need to grow, and where you have been ignoring your own needs. When you live like there is no tomorrow, you stop numbing your pain with distractions and start transforming it into strength. Living fully also deepens your relationship with faith, whether you call it God, the universe, destiny, or a higher power. You begin to trust that nothing is random. Every meeting, every delay, every ending carries meaning. You stop asking for life to be easy and start asking for the strength to walk through it with dignity. Faith becomes less about rituals and more about surrender, about trusting life even when you don't understand it. You also stop living on autopilot. Most people repeat the same days, the same thoughts, the same habits, and then wonder where time went. Living like there is no tomorrow wakes you up. You question your routines. You ask yourself, is this how I want to spend my limited time? If the answer is no, you gather the courage to change, even if that change is uncomfortable. This awareness sharpens your sense of self-respect. You stop tolerating what drains you. You stop explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. You realize that protecting your energy is not selfish. It is necessary. If today were your last day, you would not waste it proving your worth to anyone. You would spend it honoring your truth. Living this way also teaches you emotional honesty. You stop hiding your feelings behind pride or fear. You cry when you need to. You express gratitude openly. You apologize sincerely. You forgive, not because people always deserve it, but because your peace does. Emotional authenticity becomes a form of freedom. You begin to understand that happiness is not a permanent state, but a series of present moments. Chasing constant happiness only creates frustration. Living like there is no tomorrow allows you to accept the full range of human emotions: joy, sadness, fear, love, hope, without resistance. You stop fighting life and start flowing with it. Your inner dialogue changes too. The voice inside your head becomes kinder, more supportive. You no longer bully yourself for not being enough. You remind yourself that you are learning, growing, and becoming. If today were your last day, you would not spend it hating yourself. You would choose compassion. That compassion slowly becomes your default way of being. This way of living also reconnects you with wonder. Simple things start to feel magical again. The sound of rain, the warmth of sunlight, the stillness of early mornings. You realize that life does not need to be extraordinary to be meaningful. Presence turns the ordinary into the sacred. When conflicts arise, you handle them differently. You ask yourself, is this worth my peace? Most of the time, the answer is no. You choose calm over chaos. You choose silence over unnecessary arguments. You understand that energy spent on negativity is energy stolen from life itself. Living like there is no tomorrow also strengthens your resilience. You become less afraid of endings because you know they make space for new beginnings. You stop clinging to what is falling apart and start trusting what is trying to emerge. Endings no longer break you, they shape you. As you continue to live this way, a quiet confidence settles within you. Not arrogance, not ego, but a deep knowing that you are doing your best with the time you have. You stop comparing your journey with others. You understand that everyone is walking their own path at their own pace. Ultimately, this mindset leads you back to one powerful truth. Life is not meant to be survived. It is meant to be experienced, fully, honestly, courageously. When you live like there is no tomorrow, every day becomes a complete life in itself. So breathe deeply, love openly, speak kindly, act boldly, rest when needed, and never forget, this moment is your life. Not tomorrow, not yesterday, this moment, and it deserves all of you.